turn this away so I can see the controls of the phone better. Alright, y'all, if anybody's there, don't get seasick. I'm trying to get this set up. Alright, tried to do it off my phone, or off the computer through my phone, but that wasn't working. I'm still trying to figure all this mess out. But, let's see. I think I got a good spot here. Can I? Oh, yeah, I got the zoom. Alright, now that I can zoom, that'll help me set it up. Okay, let's see. I got to get some clips made, and I got some videos made up, but got to get some clips done. So I want to try to spin one live. So if anybody's watching, I appreciate it. Let me see. Let me get this set in here real quick. Let's see. All right, I gotta slow down. This is one of my yellow and black molds that I did. Got one more, but this is the one that's got more black and yellow in it, so we'll see how that goes. But, let me get that mounted in there. There we go. That's not too bad. Alright. Getting a little set up here. I'm going to try to set my other phone up to where I can see chat. Bear with me just a minute here. Now I gotta turn this down so we don't have no echo. Go to my channel. Alright, I'm still trying to figure this out. Anyway, got anybody in there? Oh, it looks like I got a few people watching. That's cool. Hey, hit that like button, please. Let's see. I closed that. Let me back up. Well. Alright, anyway, I can't find it right there. I don't want to lose anybody that's watching. Alright, I'm going to try to turn this. This is epoxy, a blank that I made. I have a little dowel rod in there. I'm working on getting my molds a little better than that. But here we go. I'm going to turn on the noisemakers. I don't have any noise cancellation going on yet, so have to bear with me, but we're getting there. Using my little carbide cutter. Hope everybody's having a good day. This stuff is staticky. I don't know if this one's going to want to try to bend on me. As you can see, I don't have the jaw chuck on there, so I have to keep pressure or it's going to spin through. But if I get too much pressure, sometimes my blanks want to bend. And when they do that, then I'll switch to the jaw. Oh, there we go. I'll switch to my little jaw chuck, but I don't like using that too often. I don't know if y'all can still see the shine across the top, but then no shine right here. That means it's still not, there's still some, it's not round yet. That's what I'm trying to get to. But once it loses that shine, then I've cut through all the outer layer and I've gotten it true. And once I get it true, I'll start working on my shapes. But it just takes me a little while to get it knocked down because, like I said, I get too aggressive like that, it stops but keeps spinning. And yeah, but that's just how I like to run. That way I don't stress my motor too bad. And then sometimes I can't really tell how hard I'm pushing against it, so it's better for it to hang like that than me get a nasty snag or catch. To get it where I can see chat. I can't see chat to see who's there. See, I've lost the shine right there, so that's round. Down here I can still feel it, like, not too bad. See how it'll bounce? We're getting there. I'm just a little bit slower than most. This stuff is so staticky. Alright, let me shut that off a minute. Alright, I'm gonna try to see this. I can't see. Alright, looks like we got 7 people. That's awesome. Hey, thank y'all for tuning in and watching. I'm gonna try to get my other stuff set up for the live chats where I can see that, but right now I can't. But just slowing it down so y'all can see. I got it all knocked down now, so it's pretty much round. So I'm going to start bringing my end down here to taper it down for the wood to where I meet with my clip. I got to kill all the main lights here. Hold on. There we go. I'm still here. Alright, let's charge it up a minute, because this one's gonna glow too. Most of my sticks, if there's color in there, that glows. There you go. Awesome. Awesome. Alright. Get all this back to going here. Let's give y'all a sneak peek, because it'll be a minute before this video comes out. I did this one this morning. Party. Alright, I'm going to get back at it. If y'all are still here, thank you. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Go back to my square so I can get it all. I want to get it all uniform. That's kind of rough right in there. And I know it would turn a lot faster if I grabbed it. I'm just not used to grabbing it, and I dang sure don't like this knuckle buster. Yep, my thumbnail finally grew back. I just hit it not long ago. I think that'll be in next week's video. I gotta sharpen this tip again. I just changed it, but I did some of that ironwood from Bazzi, and that worked on it a little bit. I just been lazy and hadn't sharpened it. I gotta bring it back right here so I have enough wood to attach my clip to. So I gotta lose all that anyway. few. I saw some hearts floating. I did look up and see that in time. See, this is where I never really know how I want to stick the beans, so I just start playing with it, and I get a shape, and it's like, ooh, I like that shape, and then sometimes it's kind of close to a shape I've already done before, or, you never know. That's the bad thing about Grumpy's craziness, you never know. I got to be careful putting too much pressure now, or I'll blow it out right there, and I don't want to do that. That happened on I got to move my chair. Excuse me. That happened on that piece of wood from Bazzi the other day. I blew it out down here on the flip side. Trying to get comfortable, my back's starting to bother me. Now I'm looking down the sides of it to see the depth in there and trying to match it up the best I can. Let's see. I want this one to stand. Let's see. No, I don't. I want to put a clip in the end of this one. I make some of them roach clips and some of them dab spoons, and then some of them I have the roach clip on one end and the dab spoon on the other, and that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to round this one up to where I can put the dab spoon on the end of it. I need a few more of those. If there's anybody out there that's new, please like, subscribe. I drop a video once a week. This has got a little bit sharper edge, it'll get down there quicker. You got to see where I'm at right there. that somewhat established, I'll finish. I want to do one more piece here, then I'll do my little swoop and finish this in. Then we'll polish it up and see what it looks like. See, I got to be careful right here. I start pushing it in too bad, it's going to split up down here or blow out right there. Gotta have patience and go easy. Hard to do this stuff shaking. I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous. See, Grumpy's got some major social anxiety. I do real good playing behind that keyboard, but heck, sometimes I even get overwhelmed with so many people behind the keyboard and I'll kind of withdraw a little bit. I'm always lurking in everybody's lives, I just don't always chat. But I do give y'all a thumbs up and throw a bunch of hearts out there all the time. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm using my YouTube for. Is therapy one. I fight chronic pain and stuff, so, and I don't do opioids or anything like that. It's all medical nowadays, so. But I'll use my carving and my lathe work as a therapy. Like I said, it relaxes me, gets my mind off all the pain. And then I'm trying to use this YouTube to overcome some of my anxiety. And awesome community out there, so that helps make it all the better. Trying not to leave a tool mark up in there. It would help if I put my I can see glasses on. Again, if y'all are still out there, thank you so much for putting up with me and watching my crazy life. y'all can see where I'm going with this. Some of y'all are probably saying, just do it. I can't just do it. Getting there though. I don't have any moderators set up, so I hope there's no bots running around out there. I don't want to take that down too much. Now I got to max it down here. y'all for watching. This is where it gets tricky, because I don't have it polished, so I can't mess it up and throw it off the lathe yet. I think I need to quit pushing my luck. Come on down here for a minute. That's a little thick for my clips still. I sucked up some sandpaper. Oh well. Get all that off the motor. Try to get most of this up. Turn all the noise off for just a second. All right, if you're still out there watching, thank you so much. All right, you probably couldn't hear me. Let me grab one out of the box. Where's one at? All right, where's my stuff at over here? I haven't made one of these in a video in a minute, but this is what I'm doing. Let's see, dab spoon in one end of it, then clip on the other end of it. And so dab spoon is going to go down here, clip down here. All right, I need that out of the way. We're fixing the sand on it now. I'm going to start the sanding and the polishing. Still got some tool marks in there, but I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm a nervous wreck, so I'm shaky, and so I'm not, this one's not as pretty, so I'm gonna have to rely on the sandpaper to make it better. But all right, I go, y'all see in my videos, I go 150, 240, 320, 600, then I go through some 1000, 1200, 1500 on wet sand, and then I use Yorkshire grit. So that's what I'm fixing to do on this part. Where is my mask? I need to put my dust mask on for that though. So I'm gonna be muffled up just a bit, but here we go. And I turn my lathe down pretty much while I'm sanding, but then when I start doing the Yorkshire grit at the end, I'll speed everything up. Not too bad. You can see right there where we've been level.
nobody likes the sand, but this is like the best part of it. Once you start polishing it up, you can see the true colors in there, and it's like, wow. You'll see.
We're almost there. I'm sorry about that, y'all.
Be nice.
Turn all that noisy stuff off for a second, y'all. Alright, fixing to do the wet sanding, so I gotta set stuff up. As you can tell, I haven't really took too much precautions in the past with my lathe. I need to clean the bed down real good. I have a little bit of, it's not rusted, but it dang sure tried. I've wiped it down with some oil a few times, but I gotta do better. Alright. Where's my water bottle? There's my water bottle. Alright, now I'm gonna start the wet sanding process. Don't take too long for this part. This is the gratifying part though, because you get to see it pretty up for you. And you're like, yeah. Alright, I got 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, and then the Yorkshire. And turn this down so we don't spit water everywhere. I need to get a pressure pot. Then I can start stabilizing my wood and dyeing the wood and everything. And then that's gonna make my stuff. Why did I take the lid off for? That's gonna make everything a lot better then, because I'll start to be able to customize the sticks better. I guess color coordinate them with the UV or with the epoxy. I just got a pinhole in the top of this little bottle, makes a little squirt bottle, and I'll just go back and forth that way. If anybody's still out there, I greatly appreciate y'all hanging out through the live. Like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Just be nice. And this is the bad part, because if I start putting too much pressure, then I'm liable to break the stick. I'm hungry, y'all. I didn't think to get me no lunch before I started this stuff. I was watching Robert C. Peters. He had a live earlier, so I was watching that. You want to try to get all that slush off of there before you go to the next grit, so it don't scratch it up. But I don't too much worry with it. And then be careful doing this right here, y'all. Towel could wrap around there and start ripping stuff apart. So be very careful. Don't do what I do. Alright, 1,200 grit next. Add a little more pressure. Tighten up the tailstock. That's what y'all see me doing right here. Loosening that, tightening the tailstock. Get a little more pressure, but I don't want to split the end and I don't want to split this end. So you got to be careful. I guess get the feel of it. But then it's all on the wood you use too. I was doing that piece of hop horn beam, ironwood is what they were calling it. But it was a little punky. And it give out on me at the end. But then I was pushing my luck when I tried to polish it. I took it off and reversed it and grabbed it in my chuck. And then I had a little catch. And when that's something small like that, one little catch is all it takes, and then that's broke. And yeah, that's what happened to me. But oh well. Live and learn. Again, y'all be careful doing this silly stuff. Paper towel is better because if it catches, it'll just rip. Alright. 1,500. Now once I take it off the lathe, I'll have to do this very end by do the very end of it by hand. But I'll do it how I'm doing it right here. I'll just use some 600 grit and start from there and scuff it all down, and then just like I'm doing now, I'll work my way through the grits, wet sanding it, and then I'll put the polish on it. Alright, we're almost time for the Yorkshire. Let's try to wash all this off real quick. Yeah, the backdrop of my board here, the water slips about right there and goes down, so no stickers for there down. If anybody's watching, if you don't have one of my stickers and you would like one, drop an email. I'll send you one. Alright. Try to wash some of that slurry off of there. Now, dry all that up. Need some denatured alcohol to do that, but right now I just use a little bit of water. Alright. It's a little pink. You can see some scratchiness in there. Not too bad. See how it looks after the Yorkshire. And then this is what I use. Whoop, there we go. The microfine Yorkshire grit. I love this stuff. I've been using it. And I just use a paper towel to apply this. Turn the lathe down and go a little at a time or it will sling it everywhere. And I don't want to waste this. This has got mineral oil, beeswax, and then the micro abrasives to help polish. But it gives it a good shine. Before I started wet sanding and polishing like this, I would sand it all down the best I could and it would still be a little hazy, and then I would take clear coat and spray it, or I would try to paint it with UV epoxy and seal it, but you'd have a bunch of runs and stuff, and then I never sanded all that back out. Once I did that, I was done. But since I've been polishing like this on the lathe, oh man, no run marks, nothing. I like it. Right, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. I still got some on my towel here that I haven't used, but I want to run through, wipe this down, and then do it again. gotta turn it down when you apply it or it will go everywhere. Once I get it on there, I'll speed it up, but it will still sling it off. And this is why y'all get the fast forwarded version on my videos, because it takes me too long. Most of the time I don't stand up and do a whole clip at a time. Most of the time I'll do it so much and then I'll end up sitting down taking a break, because I have to be looking down a little bit doing this, right? And I don't know if you know, but I got 3, 4, and 5 and my necks are fused. So that kind of downward looking, that pulls on my the disc above and below. So it tightens up my shoulders, makes my neck burn. But that's my problem. But hey, that's what gives Grumpy his grumpy disposition. That I blew my lower back out shit long. Ooh, sorry about that. I dropped the dirty word. Blew my back out a long time ago. I had a lower disectomy back in, what was it, 2011. Yeah. I ain't never been had not been the same since. Goodness, getting tongue-tied. Now I'm just going over it with different parts of the cloth, trying to get the bulk of that polish off of there. And I'll get a completely different one here in just a minute and do the same thing. But that's dry. That's what I like about it. Alright, there's still people in here. Ooh, how long have I been going? Just got an hour and a minute. Not bad. I'm fixing to be done. I'm not going to tie the clip on or put the spoon in. I'm not set up camera angle wise to do that. Flipping my camera around from mount to mount, I'll probably end up hitting the button and losing everybody and then making everybody seasick in between. So I'll just do this part of it here. And I'll go back later and add the clip and the spoon, and I'll just put a post up for the finished product there. Looks like I could have sanded this a little bit longer here. But that's dry as it can be. Alright. Cheated, didn't I? Alright, let me close this up. Hey, it stayed. I'll show y'all just a second. Let me get all this wiped off my hands real good. I'll do that, get my UV light so we can do a little bitty glow reveal as well. Alright. Daggone. Static. Let me loosen this up. There we go. Get the pressure off of that. Yeah, we almost split the end. Got close. Alright. Hey, that turned out pretty good. It's supposed to be yellow, and to me it looks more, right there looks kind of yellow, but it kind of went green when it hit the black. There's dust on there now from me blowing everything just now, so let's see. Alright, let me flip the switch. We'll get a glow shot. Because it's regular light won't make these glow. It has to be the sunlight, the UV, or a UV lamp. Black light, they'll react in a black light. Charge it up with this UV light here. And it's just the green pigment. I put some glow pigment in with the green. There you go. Awesome. I'll take it off here and get y'all a better shot. Where's my wrench? Where are we at? There we go. I'll turn the light back on here in a second too, y'all. There we go. A little bit. Can't charge the whole thing. Like I said, sunlight, or leave it in the UV longer and it'll glow longer. It's just a little short burst for a charge. There you go. Awesome. Turn the light back on. Awesome. Alright, y'all. There we go. Now I'm gonna, this end looks boogery yet. I'm gonna take and sand this down. Then I'll drill my spot in there. Once I drill my little hole, I'll go back, insert my dab spoon right here. Then I'll put some UV epoxy in the end, but you know, it'll be right here. And then I'll trim this up and then tie my clip. Like I said, right now I'm not set up in my box to tie my clip and everything. So once I get set up for that, we'll be able to, you know, do the lathe part and then flip my button and we'll be in the box and be able to do that part. But for everybody that's watched so far, thank you so much. And if you hung out the whole time, oh dadgum, I greatly appreciate that. But I'm gonna try to shut this mess off and see how everything went. So thank y'all for watching. Catch my next video, catch my next live. I'll try to do a post beforehand, and that way it's not spur of the moment. But all right, y'all have a great day. Thank you. I think we're still going. Yeah, we're still going. There's my water mesh, y'all, right there. But let's see, let me turn the light back on. There we go. All right, flip around. There's my stickers on my lathe side. There's my little lathe. It's not a very big lathe. It's a small win. But hey, it works. I will graduate to a big boy one day. All right, y'all have an awesome day.